Hi, welcome to Kasaysayan Hunter Vlog. So, I'm going to show you the extent of the ancient megacity we found in Manila Bay. So, we'll be using Google Earth. So, I can show you the size of this ancient megastructure. So, I'm gonna type, okay, so we're opening Google Earth. I'm gonna type Taliptip. Ubando. So Taliptip is the area in the municipality of Ubando, the province of Bulacan, where we found these structures. Okay, so there you go. So we're now, okay, the map is pointing us to, or Google Earth is pointing us to the municipality of Ubando. Okay, so from Ubando, we're gonna go to the island of Binuangan. Okay, so there's the island of Binuangan. So locals there called it an island, but if you look at it on Google Earth, it's obviously not a natural island formation. It's man-made because it has straight lines, 90-degree angles, and there are signs that they are not really an island. So it's a wall, a series of connecting walls. So the settlement in the island is actually built on top of these walls. So we're now gonna head to the place called Taliptip. So Taliptip is located in the municipality of Bulacan. So this is the area. Okay, so this is the area also where we found mounds of black sand. So you can see here, here's one of the section of the walls. So in the middle are mangrove forest growth. So look at the size of these walls. Well, if you look at it on Google Earth, it looks small, or it looks not massive at all. But when you're actually stepping on top of one of the walls, you would eventually see how massive it is. Okay, so let me show you how, or what is the length of one of the section of these walls. Okay, so here's the area where we took photographs. Okay, so the area of Taliptip. So we're gonna use a scale, so to measure one section of the walls to show you the length. Okay, so let me just pull that scale. Okay, so there you go. Okay, from this point we're gonna measure, and it's more than 500 meters. So that is 585 meters based on Google Earth scale. Okay, this is just one section alone. Okay, so we're gonna measure another section of the walls. Okay, from this point, okay, so this is, okay, we're 883 meters. So that's how long this section is. It's quite long. Now, also in this area, we found floors. Well, actually slabs, which were possibly used as floors. So this mangrove growth that you're looking at right now are actually, they grew on top of this slab of floors. So this is just a new growth of mangrove trees. Okay. Now, let's see what's the width of this wall. Let us show you the width of this section so you will have an idea about the width of these walls. Okay, we're gonna pull up again the scale. Okay, so from this point to the other side of the wall, it's 10 12 meters. So that's how wide it is. Okay. Now, we'll now go to Torres Church. So Torres Church is the area where we found the mound of black sand. And by the way, this is the area where San Miguel also houses their construction crew, including the surveyor. This is also the place where they put their GPS equipment. Here, it's Torres Church. The white portion that you're actually looking at right now, they're actually powderized shells. So they are actually covering the black sand island. So we're measuring the wall, which actually enclosed these black sand mounds. So it's almost 500 meters. So that's just one section, and another section is almost 200 meters. Now, if we would go to the other section, it's quite long. Okay, so this one is 363 meters. Okay, and this section, the one I'm talking about, it's almost 600 meters. Okay. Another one, this is also a very long wall. It's 808 meters. Okay. So we'll now head to the area of Pampanga. So you can see that if you'll just compare these walls to other walls in the area, it seems that they're not quite long. Unless you're stepping on top of it, you'll eventually see how massive the megastructure is. Well, that's the most unusual thing about it, because if these were built during the time of the Spanish occupation or the American occupation, there must be some reference pointing to these walls, but we found nothing. So that's the odd thing about these walls. Now you're looking at this rice paddies like structure, but they're actually walls. They just look like rice paddies, but if you measure one section, it's quite long. Okay, so here I pulled up again the scale to show you how long it is. So this one section alone is about 1.4 kilometers. That's how long it is. But just by looking at Google Earth, you will never understand how massive these walls are. Okay, so this is in the area of also in Bulacan, near Bulacan Mangrove Eco Park. So we'll now proceed to the area of Pampanga, another province located within the vicinity of Manila Bay. So this is the mouth of the river Pampanga, where it meets Manila Bay. Okay, so you'll see that the river is also guided by walls. Okay, look at the straight line guiding the river. Those are walls. Some of it have been repurposed by the locals for as roads or as enclosure for their fish ponds. Okay. Okay, so we're now heading towards the area where Pampanga River branches out. So there are two branches of Pampanga River. So we're now heading to the river delta where Pampanga River branches out. Okay, so there is the river delta. Okay, you're actually seeing an island in the middle of the river. And look at the island. What's sad about it? There are structures underneath the island which actually looks like rice paddies. But it cannot be rice paddies because there's no rice fields there. But apparently the structures are there. They can be seen even using Google satellite. These settlements are actually built on top of these structures. You're seeing this section. It looks just like rice paddies, but they're actually not. Okay, so on this section of Pampanga River, so this is another branch of Pampanga River. You're actually seeing walls guiding Pampanga River. So it's obviously man-made because the width of Pampanga River is uniform on this area. So it's not natural for a river to have this kind of course, straight. Now on this area where Pampanga River actually make a turn, so we're gonna see another unusual structures here. Okay, you can see jagged dots. Well, here these are no ordinary dots. These are structures also. Now I'm gonna pull again the scale to show you the size of this structure. Okay, so the length is 8 meters. Wow, 8 meters. So it's about the size of a bus. Okay, and the width is 5 meters. It's actually bigger than a bus. Okay, so these structures are actually present from this area, and they can still be seen on the mouth of Pampanga River, where Pampanga River meets Manila Bay. Oh, okay. So this is the area where these structures are actually present. So, okay, some of it have been destroyed already, and some of it have been repurposed by the locals. But there's still so many of these structures present along this area of Pampanga River. Now, the purpose of which it's still a mystery to us. We can't not yet determine why were they built. what's their purpose, what materials were used. Okay, because these structures are actually underneath, or they're underwater. So okay, we're lucky because even though they're underwater, Google Earth captured still captured the structures. Now, if you look at Pampanga River, uh, so this there where the structure actually ends. Now we'll try to measure it using the scale, and it's more than 8 kilometers long. That's how long it is. It's almost 9 kilometers, 8.89 kilometers. That's how long it is. Now, those rice paddies structures that you're looking at are actually walls. They just look like rice paddies again. They just look like rice paddies, but these are massive structures. Massive. When I say massive, okay, so let me show you again how massive it is. Okay, I'm going to show you another enclosure here. Okay, so this one's in the area of Pampanga still, but near the province of Bataan, another province located within the vicinity of Manila Bay. So this is another structure that I would like to show you. It's unusual because it is actually detached from other structures in the area. Now, let me show you the size of this structure. So one section alone of the walls measure about 400 meters. So that's 373 meters to be exact. And okay. So we're now moving to the province of Bataan. So this is already the province of Bataan. So you can still see structures repurposed by the locals for settlement, but they're not actually aware that their settlements actually built on top of this ancient megastructure. So these are also walls. Again, look at how massive it is. They just look like rice paddies, but they're really massive. But I cannot help but repeat myself. Okay, so this is already the area of Samal, Bataan, if I'm not mistaken, Samal. Okay, still you can still find some remnants of this ancient megastructure. Okay, so eventually it ends here in the province of Orion. So okay, so Intramuros. Now we're going to compare the ancient megastructure to the walled city of Intramuros. Well, Intramuros was built during the Spanish colonization period in 1570, and the last recorded authorized construction was in 1872. We're gonna use again Google Earth. So this is Intramuros view from Google Earth. So we're gonna measure just one section of Intramuros walls. So we chose the wall beginning from National Planetarium going to Fort Santiago. So we're gonna pull down again the scale to measure this wall of Intramuros. Okay, so we're now dragging the scale going to Fort Santiago. So the measurement is 1.3 kilometers. So that's how long this wall of Intramuros is. Now we will magnify Google Earth's view until we could actually see one of Intramuros walls. So we chose the walls along Pasig River in the area of Fort Santiago. This wall is usually used as walkways by visitors and tourists going into the area. So again, we drag the scale to measure the width of the wall. So this wall measures around 3 meters. Compared to the walls of the ancient megastructure, this is actually quite a bit narrower. Now, the entire area of Intramuros is considerably small compared to that of the ancient megastructure.